everyone, it's Nancy here, back with another process video for you, and this is process video number 40. So really surprised actually how quick that's gone, but I just want to give a big shout out to everyone who supported me in comments and likes my videos. So I'm back with quite a quick layout. This one took me just under 50 minutes, and it is I'm cutting up 3 photos here, but it's going to end up a 2 photo layout. And I'm just trimming those photos down, and the photos are of the Walt Disney Opera House in LA. It's a beautiful building designed by Paul Getty. So, and just with the blue sky in the background, it just looks amazing. So you'll see here that I've got one photo that's slightly darker than the rest, different exposure. I don't end up using that one. I kind of like how it's quite abstract. When I was doing my art degree, I've done a lot of paintings inspired by architecture. So I always love the architectural photos that I take, and always go a little bit crazy taking those. So I'm just mounting those 2 together and just taking all my fingerprints off them. I'm mounting on a bit of pale pink cardstock, and this came in the Scraptastic kit for January. And I'm pulling out this Amy Tan paper from the Cut and Paste collection, and I've used that on a previous layout, so this was just a scrap that was on my desk. And I'm just going to add a small mat there. That's a piece of Dear Lizzie Fifth and Frolic paper in the background. By the side I want to mount it, and I'm going to mount it on this Everyday Eclectic Echo Park paper. I do cut this paper down by quite a lot, and I decide that I'm actually going to do something a little bit different and mount it off to the side. So basically, I quite often cluster to one side, but I'm going to actually put the background paper clustered to one side as well. And actually I really like the effect of that, so I think it's something I'm going to do again. So I've just pulled out 2 different green doilies here, I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. And I also am pulling out the Polka Dot Party Dear Lizzie tags that I've cut apart. So just going through my bits I've already cut up and just seeing what ones match. I decide that I'm going to take that Here and Now Echo Park paper, which is actually a cut apart sheet, but I'm going to use it as a whole piece of paper because I really like the blue tones in the background. It works really well with the Dear Lizzie paper. So I've just chose the lime green doily there, which I'm going to add to my 2 layers. And I decide I'm going to commit to sticking this down quite early, just because I know that that's where I want to base my cluster. I'm just tucking these doilies down, and actually these doilies match the green and that Fifth and Frolic paper really well. The Echo Park paper matches that really well. They're all like really similar tones. And I know that normally with Fifth and Frolic and Amy Tangerine, Dear Lizzie Amy Tangerine papers normally match together quite well because they're the same manufacturer. But Echo Park, I don't believe, has anything to do with American Crafts, so it's nice that the papers actually match. I decided that I've been a little bit too keen there sticking my photos down, so I've just pulled them off to add some ink to the background. It's quite a busy background, so I'm just using my white glimmer ink and also the gold. And here I'm going to pull out some washi tape. You can't really see it very well on the video, but it's kind of like the pale sort of white with green triangles on. It's a really nice washi tape actually. So I'm just layering those up in 3 parts. I decided that I'm going to do a cluster in that top corner. Here I am just taking the grey polka dot washi tape, again because there's grey tones in that background paper. It just works together really well, and the photo is quite grey tones with the metallic effect on the building. So now I'm going to start pulling out my cut aparts. And again, these cut apart here is from the Here and Now collection from Echo Park. It is a speech bubble, but I'm going to end up covering that bit up because, as many of you know, I'm a little bit over the speech bubble thing. So, just taking out all this, and I really like these Dear Lizzie labels actually. Something that I've really enjoyed using recently. Just trying to see if I want to tuck these bits of paper in anywhere. And to say where I've placed those labels, it's covered that bright yellow camera as well. Here I decide I'm going to pull that up and actually end up ripping the paper. But I do end up putting a cluster back up there anyway, so I've just cut that label down so I can use that side part there. And this card actually already had some adhesive on the back there from where I was going to use it on a previous layout. So I've just pulled that up and just layering these tags in that bottom cluster. And I really like how that looks. So just going to cluster there and then add the washi over that just to help ground that slightly. And again, it covers where I've ripped the paper as well. And that's just better because it gives it a little bit more grounding. So I'm happy with that. I really love the background of that Echo Park paper, but I've used that on a couple of layouts, so decided to use this nice pink side. I do just move that washi tape there over the photo just to bring that cluster in. I do realise there I do have a bit of sort of trapped space in between the washi tape and that label, but I do address that with some embellishments. Not quite sure what I'm doing here. I think it might have been someone might have walked in the room or my phone might have gone or something. I think it's probably my phone. So here I am just going through my die cut box, and as you know, this is a mixture of brought die cuts that I've done on a manual machine, and also some silhouette cuts. I keep saying it, but I must sit down for my silhouette and do some cuts. As you're probably aware, I'm not sure when this video is going to go up, but they did have 50% sale on their cuts. So I went over and brought some. I've still got about £30 worth of credit on my account because I have like a monthly subscription, which I bought in the sale. So I think I pay about £7 and get £30 worth of credit a month. And I do go over there and I'm like, oh, I can do this and I can do that, and I buy them and I put them in my cart. And then they just sit here on my laptop, so I really must have a cutting session. But I am off work, so hopefully by the time this video goes up I will have pulled out my silhouette and done some die cutting with it. So I'm just putting a couple of tags down here. Some of those are pre-bought, and some of them are just made using my Tim Holtz die. I do look here at adding a tab, but can't really get that to work. This is a Scraptastic label which I've stuck in the top and the bottom cluster there. And here I am taking my last camera transparency, and this came within a kit. So I'm just layering that over a piece of My Mind's Eye paper. Just to bring some turquoise down there, and that's going to bridge that gap in there as well, where I've got the washi tape. So I really like that. I think it's, it's a nice effect. And I do have trouble with the transparencies, just layering over. They don't always necessarily work. The amount of times I pull the arrow off that sheet to try and use on a layout. Again, just going to my die cut box here to see if there's anything else I want to pull out to add. And I just take this tag here and add that in. And now I'm going to go through my sticker sheets and just see if any of these are going to match. And as you see, I just work my way through them and pull out any that I think are going to work. I do end up using up this sticker, which I'd used part of on a previous layout. And again, this is from a Dear Lizzie collection, but it wasn't the Fifth and Frolic one, I believe. It may have been, I'm not quite sure. So I take out these small sort of wood, I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're some kind of game tile or something, I'm not really sure. But I do add those in like 4 different places, and they've got numbers on which don't actually mean anything. So I'm going to actually just end up putting an enamel jewel dot over those. Again, just pulling out these other sticker sheets. So just trying to think, right, I need to find my enamel dot stick on there. I'm going to add some more gold glimmer mist into each of the clusters. And just wiping off that camera transparency there. And adding some coral in as well. I managed to get that on my photo and the transparency. I use these gold glitter enamel dots, and I got these in a recent haul. They sound sort of, they look like a lot darker in the video here, but you know, they're quite a nice tone. Really, I could have used maybe a different sort of gold, but I quite like them. Here I'm taking out these freckled fawn neon enamel dots and adding that in, and then I'm also adding a little turquoise gem to these clusters as well. And I really like how the clustered enamel dots look. As you know, I also like the clustered sequin look at the moment. So I'm really happy with how that looks. And now I need to look at adding my title. So I'm just going to pull out my different letter stickers. These are, those grey ones are some basic grey ones that came in Studio Calico kit, and then I actually bought more of them because I absolutely love them. They're a really nice grey tone. So I am getting quite short of some of my letters here, so I'm not going to be able to do my whole title using them, but I do. I realise that I've got no S's left at all. So I do end up using a Studio Calico font for the other part, but I can get Walt and Opera out of these. So I don't know, and again it's the grey, it's pulling that tone back in, and that matches the washi tape really well. Again, that's another older sticker sheet which haven't got any useful letters, and I'm just going to pull out my letter stickers here, and it's texting there as well. And I really like these ones. Again, you get a nice mixture on there. So I'm just going to add that part of my title in. And again, I'm just going to do a little bit of journaling just about we didn't actually go there or anything, but it's really like my love of the architecture, just how beautiful it looks. And actually these photos were also taken while in a tour bus as well, so going around the city. So yeah, that is my layout. I am going to put some final pictures at the end, so thank you very much for watching. Thank you for watching my 40th process video, and here's to another 40. So thank you very much, and I'll be back again later this week. Cheers, bye!